Well, hello again folks, and I hope you're still all in good form out there. Something a little different this time. I'm out after the rats. Now, rats is something I don't often get a shot at, and when I do, it isn't the big numbers you would see in other people's channels, but I still enjoy getting out after them. Now, this particular permission, the farmer built a new shed, but the rats have managed to dig their way into the hardcore he was using to fill in round it, and they're proving difficult to shift, even though he's been setting poison fairly regularly. So he asked me if I would come down with the air rifle and see if I could, evict a few, permanently. So I went one night, set up the little cheap camping chair, Vanguard shooting sticks, my John Bowkett blueprinted BSA Superten running at about 15 foot-pounds of energy with the 15.89 grain JSB exact Diabolo pellets, the powered NV007 add-on and the NV019 spotter. I picked a spot where I could see most of the yard in front of me, including a few likely spots. One particular one just 15 yards in front of me, where I saw two rats one night before feeding in among the silage while I was out after foxes. Looks like I've got competition tonight. Kitty cat's out, and it's not the only one either. I don't constantly scan with the spotter, as it seems to tire your eye out quicker, but rather scan the likely spots every few minutes. And that's when I spotted this fella, the first rat of the night, which came charging across the yard at me before disappearing below a pallet. Boy, I hate it when they get that close. The next scan around, I spotted something among a pile of tyres at the bottom of the yard. I actually thought it was probably just something that was reflective, as it literally only was about 10-15 feet away from the cat. But when I got on the rifle and had a closer look, yep, that turned out to be a rat. Now, it was a good bit away, a lot further than what I would usually shoot rats, probably about 30 to 35 yards, so I gave it a wee bit of holdover and let the pellet fly. If that had been the only rat I shot that night, I still would have been chuffed with that shot. And so was the kitty cat by the looks of it, as it dandered across to see why the rat was breakdancing in the middle of the yard. I honestly expected it to lift the rat and clear off with it, but no, it sat down and looked at it for quite a while, and by the end of the night, I ended up lifting the rat and disposing it with the rest of them. After a few minutes, I give the yard another scan with the powered NV019 spotter. Now, why this cow and her calf are outside of the pen instead of inside of it, I don't know. But as I scanned back, I saw a wee bit of eye shine. Is that a rat playing peekaboo around the corner? As this is where I saw the two rats the last night I was here, though I was armed with the treble too, which would have been a wee bit overkill for rats. Did I get it? Yep, I got it. Oh, another kitty cat. Let's see what it thinks of the free rat meal. What? It's even still warm for you? I don't know cats these days. Unless it's got whiskers or kitty cat on the label, they're not interested. Oh dear, just realised I need to get that date and time set in that card. Oh, is that another rat in among that rubble? Now, where are you? Yes, it is a rat. Now, just sit there till I focus so it looks good on YouTube. No, we did the focus thing. Just hurry up and shoot, would you? Yep, that's number 3 down. Looks like there's another one, just under another pallet, and it's about to run, so I didn't bother trying to get footage through the spotter and went straight to the rifle. Yes, focus for the nice YouTube people. Oh no, he's made a run for it. At this point I lost sight of it, as I couldn't follow it on the shooting sticks, so pushed him out of the way and went freehand. Thankfully I had stopped in the middle of the yard where I nailed it, focused or not. A little while later and I spot another one in among the rubble. Good, now sit there while I focus. Yes, pin sharp, lovely. Hey, where you going? Ah, you wee rotter you. Ah, that's probably something all us YouTubers struggle with. Getting good quality footage that people can sit down and enjoy, yet still getting the shot off at the end of the day. Oh, another putty cat I see. Still not interested in that dead rat I shot, unless they only like the live and kicking ones. Looks like another rat has appeared among the rubble. I don't know if it's the same one that gave me the slip the last time, but it'll not be doing it again anyhow. So, after sitting quite a while on a cold dark night, I had to stand up to answer a call of nature, and once I steadied myself on my feet, I noticed some eye shine in the field behind me, so picked up the spotter to have a wee look-see. And, wouldn't you credit it, it was a fox working its way along the bottom of the hedgerow. And, before anyone asks, why didn't you try and shoot it with the air rifle? Well, them days are over, and here in Northern Ireland now, air rifles aren't considered suitable for fox control, so it has to be a centre fire, and I left mine at home. Now, through the night, every so often, I would see a wee bit of eye shine just at the corner of that building where I shot, my second rat. But by the time I would get to the rifle, there'd be nothing there for some reason. That's until I decided to stand up and give the area one last scan before calling it a night. And, would you credit it, there wasn't just one, but 2 rats sitting up on top of the silage. I think what was happening is that as the cattle are feeding, they dig holes into the silage looking for the best stuff, and that's where the rats were, in the holes. So while I was sitting down, I couldn't actually see them. So I took the Vanguard shooting sticks and extended the legs out full distance so I could shoot from a standing position, then moved in a good 5 yards closer so that I had a better angle to see down into the holes in the silage. You can just see the back of one of the little critters there, down in one of the holes. Oh, there's the other one there, and the bullock seems to be trying to nose it out of the way. But it's not a safe shot, and I'm going to have to wait till the bullock pulls his head back in. That'll do nicely now. Now, where's the other one? Oh, where'd you go? Now I see you. Don't worry about focus. Just take the shot. Well, I'm certainly glad I got them two out of the way. Now for a wee bit of a tidy up. But don't go away yet, as the second night's coming up shortly. Good thing I went to pick this one up when I did, because the cattle had it almost buried in the silage. Well, it's certainly not the biggest of bags, but I suppose every little counts. The next night that I went, I decided to set up in a different place, right outside the brand new bullock house, as it was another spot I'd seen rats at the night before. And, sure enough, before I'd even sat down, I spotted a couple of rats working their way across the silage. Unfortunately though, by the time I'd got sat down and the rifle and all set up, they'd disappeared. But I had a good feeling it wouldn't be too long till they'd be back again. And, sure enough, after 5-10 minutes, they'd reappeared again. They're working their way through the silage, looking for the pieces of meal that's added to it to help feed the cattle. Basically doing the exact same thing as the magpies and jackdaws do that I've shot here before. That's one. Hold still. Ah, you moved a wee scur. Where'd it go? I see you. And that's two. Well, that was quite a good start. Unfortunately though, things went quiet for quite a while before I spotted the third rat. I think he'd spotted me move. Not that it did him any good. This one seems to be more into his Highland fling than he was his breakdancing. The fourth one took that long to appear. I was about ready to call it quits and head home before I spotted it. I'm not quite sure whether this rat was going to either eat its mate, give it the kiss of life, or just take advantage of it before I helped make its mind up for it. After that, I called it quits, as I had been waiting far too long just for 4 rats. Well, really 5 rats, as I got one with a size 11 boot when I went for a pee. I honestly don't know who was more surprised, it or me. Well, I better lift these as I did the other ones, as they might only get mixed up into the silage, which wouldn't be a good thing. I don't know if this was just a really big rat, or whether my skills with a litter picker is very poor. Either way, I made a real meal of it getting it into the bucket. Well folks, I hope you enjoyed that. And I'm sorry it wasn't a terribly big bag count, not like you would see in other videos on YouTube. But unfortunately, I just don't have that sort of permission. But anyway, take care folks and look after yourselves, hey.